Welcome to Seeing with Your Soul, a safe and sacred place to be vulnerable, to be transparent, to be authentic. I am your host, Tisha Michelle. From the deep pain and loss of my best friend Gloria, I realized she gave me the greatest gift ever, remembering my purpose in life, which is to help connect you to your authentic self, guide you to remember your purpose, and remind you that your current circumstance doesn't define who you are. Join me as we heal, align, and glow together. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Seeing with Your Soul. I'm your host, Tisha Michelle. So 3 things in this present moment that I am grateful for. And these are in no particular order. The first thing I would say is my understanding of the connection between our head and our heart. So our head will make up stories that our heart doesn't understand. And it's taken me really like a while to really truly understand like that head and heart connection, right? So our heart doesn't understand like fear, being like afraid of something. And this is where our head will make up stories to it, right? So I was like kind of just like sitting around and maybe like some of you guys and trying to figure out maybe something to do. And I was like, oh, I should do this particular thing. And I was like, okay. So I started working on it and I started writing it out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get this all put together and I'm going to put this out, to everyone. And I was on a roll with it. And then I just hit this part where I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And I wasn't feeling it. And have you ever heard that saying, a person will just be like, my heart's just not in it. And that's how I was feeling. I was like, my heart's not in this. I don't want to do this. But then my head started making up all these stories. Yeah, you need to do this. This is going to help a lot of people. This is going to give you like this passive income. And this is something that you should do. And you're good at it. And just why not? And making up all this stuff. But I just didn't feel it. My heart was not in it at all. And as I was stepping back, I was really seeing that I was having an experience. So in order for us to learn a lesson like in life, we have to have an experience and this is how we get to learn that lesson through that experience. And I was having this experience where it was like, am I going to choose like my heart over my head or my head over my heart? And in that moment, I was like, oh, wow. I'm really truly understanding like the connection between the two. And a lot of times we choose our head. We choose this logical and we choose this fear-based and we should do this, we should do that, blah, 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 even though we're not feeling it. Right? We're not feeling it. And, I believe we're always meant to come from our heart center. And I just want to just like really just express just my gratitude for really truly understanding that connection and being able to make a decision from my heart and not from my head. And I just politely put that project away and I was like, I don't want to do this. And guess what? I felt so good. All right. So the second thing in this present moment that I will say that I am grateful for is understanding that we all truly came here to grow and evolve. So I'm going to take it back to what I just said with the first one. In order to learn a lesson, we have to have an experience. So I was having a conversation with someone today and they were sharing something that they were super happy about. And instantly I felt some type of way. And it took me back to a time period with this person. And I was like, that's not how that was, then. And it made me feel some type of way. I'll be honest with you. It just made me feel some type of way. And then I realized, like, I started feeling this in my heart, right? And I was like, wait a minute. We all came here to grow and evolve. And the fact that this person is sharing this with me shows that this person grew and evolved from a time period that I knew of with this person. And all I could do was like smile inside, right? So it was a 2-part. It was one, having this conversation with myself, like, oh, whoa, why are you feeling like that? Is that something you need to revisit because you're not fully like over or what? And then the other part was like, wow, this is what we came here for. We came here to grow and evolve. And someone sharing something with you that shows that person has grew and evolved. And you know that because you've had experiences with this person, right? And now this person is sharing this new like experience, right? And I'm not giving you all of it because I ain't trying to put like his business or anything out there. But I thought that it was just pretty cool to really truly understand that we all came here to grow and evolve. And when we see that in a person, that's super close to us or around us and all, it's like we absolutely should be, should be happy and not focus on maybe any the past, connection or relationship or situation or whatever it is that you have with that person, but just be happy because they're doing what they came here to do. And again, in order to evolve and grow and learn any type of lesson in life, we have to have the experience. So my head was trying to take me somewhere that it didn't need to be, because of that'll happen. Like our head will pop in, the ego, and have you in your feelings, whether it's a little bit or a lot or whatever. But there was also this level of growth within myself, because it didn't get me super upset. It just made me think about a time period. And then I was able to have that conversation with myself and say, okay, you're good. You're good. You get to once again come from this heart-centered space. So I'm super grateful for understanding, that we really did come here to grow and evolve. And it's amazing and awesome when we're growing and evolving, and so are the other people around us. So the third thing that I'm grateful for is all of you listening to, my podcast, and those of you that reach out and give me feedback of, a certain way that you felt, or, anything in regards to something that you listened to. So if you listen to last week's episode, dead ass in the middle of me recording, I lost my train of thought. And I lost my train of thought, and it was like Spirit just took that away from me. Like I just stopped what I was saying, and I was like, whoa, this never happened before. And I delivered a message that Spirit had to come through. It didn't have anything to do with what I was saying before. So that was actually new to me. Now, if I'm having a session, if any of you listening and had like a session with me before, like you'll know we'll be talking about something, that all of a sudden something will just come through. So that's natural when I'm tuned into that individual person. But to be on like a podcast and just like cut me off of what I was saying to deliver something was just, different. So, but I was like, I'm not going to have no one edit it. That's just the way that it was meant to be, like whatever. Well, one of the listeners, reached out to me and said that they were listening to my podcast, and I decided wasn't having like the best of the day, decided to do some self-care, which I highly recommend, and was in like they were in the bathtub, and tears started to fall down. And as they were crying, it was right when I said that part about Spirit said it's okay for you to cry. I was like, and it was like so blown away, and like thank me for my gift. And like I was like, thank you for even sharing that with me, because I'm human too, right? So I'm super like grateful and like appreciative, just really just grateful and appreciative of all of you guys. So thank you. So if you were driving, please do not participate in this. But I want you guys to take a moment and, let's get grounded and close your eyes and take a deep breath. But you want to take it in through your nose and out through your mouth. And again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. All right, so now I want you can say it out loud or you can say it in your head, but just in this present moment, right now, the here and now, name 3 things that you are grateful for. Awesome. It is so important for us to really express things that we're grateful for. It allows us to just look around in our life and see all the miracles that happen every day, the blessings that happen in our life. It changes our vibration, it raises it up. It also helps us to really look at our perspective of life itself. And it takes us away from always going to like the things that we perceive as being negative and forgetting about all the wonderful, amazing things that are going on in our life. And even if you're going through hard times, there's always truly something to be grateful for. And I just want us all to like always remember that and take that time to express like the gratitude. Yeah, right? And it just makes you feel good. It just makes you absolutely feel good. Okay. So let's get into this episode. So one of my friends, Janae, so she invited me to be to do this like 21-day meditation challenge that she was invited to by her friend Woody Woodrow. And he's a professional musician. He's like hosted a retreat in Africa. Can we say #goals for Tisha? And he's also an author, and he's going to be a guest soon on Seeing with Your Soul. So, I'm super excited for that. So he, put her on into doing this meditation, 21-day meditation challenge. So she asked me to be a part of it, and that's great. So day one, the exercise portion of it was to list 50 people that has influenced your life and helped to develop like the person that you are now. So here we go, right? So we're doing this exercise, and I'm actually on like FaceTime with her, and she says, let's start it, and let's do it together. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, we're on FaceTime, and she's, working on her list, and I'm working on mine, and I get to like 8 people, and I'm like, done. Oh, sorry, let me go back. So not only are you listing the people, but the second part to it is thinking about why. Like why, why or like how, like why you picked them and like how have they influenced in like, your life. So I'm on like 8 and I'm like, oh my gosh, don't know if I can get any more. And then next thing you know, I'm at like 13 and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. And I'm just like going. And then like we're on like FaceTime, but like I click to social media. At this point now, I'm just like, I'm done. I'm just going to hang out on this phone with you. And I go to Facebook for whatever, and I instantly see someone's story, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I so forgot about her. How could I not have put her on my list? And then I'm telling Janine, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, she introduced me to network marketing. When my oldest, who is freaking 22, I think she's 22, when she was young, I mean, gosh, she might have been like, oh my God, that's such a long time ago. She might have been like maybe 4 or 5, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. But she was young. She was really young, but she introduced me to network marketing, which was Mary Kay. So, she introduced me to Mary Kay, which actually introduced me to personal development. So I learned about personal development through being in a network marketing company. So she introduced me to Mary Kay, and then she left from Mary Kay and went to Beauty Control, and she took me with her. And then like from then it was like my eyes were just wide open to like just network marketing companies. And I've been in so many different network marketing companies and had super success in all of the companies that I was in. I made money, I hit ranks, I got car bonuses, all those things. And then I just like the thrill would be over, and then I'd just be done with like the company, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna go on to something else or whatever, right? But in every single company that I was a part of, like my personal development grew stronger because they all talked about the people that you were around, and they all recommended certain books to read. I would go to conferences like in the state, out of state. Like my first time visiting Texas was for a conference with one of the network marketing companies. So I was traveling, being around like thousands of people who, were super successful depending on what their level of their definition of success was, right? Making money, traveling the world, and really just speaking so positive and all about mindset and beliefs and stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh. So it allowed me to go down that memory lane and just really see like, oh, shout out to her name's Deb. Shout out to Deb. Like, you really introduced me, to this whole personal development and reading those books and stuff. So that was pretty, really, really cool just doing that. And then I'm like stuck. I'm stuck on it. I'm like, so a part of it was people could be alive. They could have passed away. They could be celebrities. So then I was like, oh yeah. So definitely had a celebrity an influencer like Ali Brown. Like she taught me a lot about business. She doesn't know it, but she's been like my like entrepreneur business coach for since 2012. And I've never actually met her, but I listened to all her podcasts and even was in a course of hers. Like she just taught me and, helped me into so much. And she introduced me to a lot of women entrepreneurs, a lot of the products and the companies that we've spent money with or seen in TV or whatever, but just never knew who was behind it. And it was all these badass women. That all opened my eyes so much to just entrepreneurship and just women and how we see all this stuff and we just don't even know who the story behind it, but knowing and learning the story behind them creating this product made that product stand out even more, and knowing that I've spent spent money with them and have it in my house and stuff like that, and knowing like how they started. So it just changed, you know, it made it so much more valuable, but also it made it valuable for myself, understanding like, wow, you know, these things aren't handy. These people like grinded, and when people didn't believe in them, they believed in themselves and they pushed through, and look where they are now. Like, wow, this is dope. Like, they could do that. I could do that, you know, that type thing. So we're going through this list, and I was just thinking in my head, and then she was like, oh my God, I just put my son on the list. I was like, oh my God, my kids, absolutely. All 4 of my kids have helped influence and develop the mother that I am now. Again, in order to learn lessons in life, we have to have experiences, and I've had lots of experiences with these children. So yeah, for sure, my kids are on the list. And then we talked about putting ourselves on the list. Like, we've influenced ourselves, like, because we had to grow and we had to do. So what do you learn from like the older version of you? And now you're operating from this higher version of like yourself. So on the list. In the middle of doing this with her, I was like, oh my gosh, I just had the feeling I have to record a podcast, you know, about this and talk to you guys about this. So I will let you know, I only made it to number 30, and I think I'm pretty good, and maybe something else will pop into my head or someone or whatever, but I'm on 30, and I think that's pretty good too for me. When I was telling Janine that, you know, I was struggling with it, I was like, because I've also been really closed off, and I've been really closed off to even allow anyone to actually influence me, right? And to just like change. I've just been pretty closed like a lot of my life. So me looking at this list of like 30 people, I'm like, that's actually really good for me. But yeah, so I wanted to bring this to you guys, and I really think that this exercise is so powerful. Like, I want you guys to do this, right? Really think about, and yeah, great, if you can do 50 people, great, or maybe you have more, it's great, but the whole point of it is for you to really take some time and really think about the people that have influenced your life and like played a significant part into the development of who you are right now, and then go further and why, like why and how, right? So what happens is when you're going down this like memory lane, you're starting to see so much about yourself. You're starting to see so much. You'll see like the growth that's within you, right? Like I said earlier, a lot of times we look at like the negative things, the things that we perceive as being negative, and we also look at the things that we haven't done instead of focusing on the things that we've overcome and like how we've changed and how we've like grown. And we don't focus on that enough. But this exercise really, you know, takes you back to really look at these things and like, oh yeah, you know, this person, you know, influenced me and helped me understand, you know, X, Y, Z. And then you're like, oh yeah, because this is da 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 da, whatever that case is. So there's this great feeling that comes over you of like, wow, I've overcome that. Oh wow, you know, I've really grown, and look where I've taken it from, you know, here to there. And I think it's just so like super like powerful. And then like I hadn't even had like the person who I did my first reading with when my whole like self-discovery journey, you know, started, wasn't even on my list. And like right now, and these were never in order, it was just what I wrote, but now she was like number 15. And I was like, oh my God, how could I have not automatically thought about her? I'm like, she's the one who opened me up to like the whole spiritual realm and was like, hey, you know, this is your gift. And like she told me what my gift is before I even was consciously like aware of what that was. And I was like, oh my God, how could I just like forget? So even just saying that got me so excited, right? So I know I'm like vibing now, right? And just changed, you know, into like there. You know, I put my ex-husband was on there. We were high school sweethearts. We were both teen parents. And, you know, we also, you know, at one point, you know, like I said, we were married. So like he definitely like shaped and stuff just like through what we went through, you know, from 15, 16 years old. Right. And, yeah, so it just allowed me to just go down this memory lane and really reflect on my life. And I just think it's such a powerful exercise. And I will just like highly encourage you guys to really do that. And just look at this the different people and how they've influenced you and what those memories were. But something that was also interesting that me and Janine both were talking about was looking at the list, and whether it's one person or more, but how this person like played their role in your life and how significant they were in that time period to influence you or help you with something particular or open your eyes, your perspective, whatever it is. But then how you don't even have a relationship with that person now. And it's okay. It's okay. So even though you may not have a relationship with, a particular person now, they still could have played a huge part in your life and to the development of like who you are now. And it doesn't matter like what it is, even if it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't like that person, I can't stand them, or because of them, but they played a big part because they've showed you something that you maybe didn't need in your life or didn't like in your life. But how do you even know that, right? You have to have that experience, and then you have this experience with this person, and then you say it's a guy, and then you guys like break up, right? And then you've learned to love yourself, right? And that's what, and I know she doesn't mind me saying this, but that was the case with Janine. It was a breakup that she had. And because she had that breakup with that person, she was then taught self-love. So that's huge. So of course he's going to be on her list. That's huge. That was the experience she needed to bring her back to loving herself. And like, how powerful is that, right? So yeah, I just want you guys to take some time and to, if you want to rock with 50, just to put that number out there, it doesn't really matter, but just list the names of people, whether they passed away, they're alive now, they're celebrities, whatever, that have influenced your life and played a significant part into developing like the person that you are right now. And then think about why and how, and really embrace those memories, those thoughts and everything. So that's what I got for you guys. So I'm going to be hosting a Mindful Moments journaling virtual workshop. So I'm going to be hosting this on April 19th. It's going to be 90 minutes. We're going to rock out and we're going to vibe together. We're going to start off with a meditation. Just a short meditation to get you grounded. I'm going to be giving you guys some journal prompts, and in between each journal prompt, it's going to, we're going to have like a mini discussion, and each one is going to build off to get to like where we're really like heading, and just to help you to like declutter your thoughts, gain some real clarity on like just like who you are, but also it's particular exercise we're going to do that's going to have you really revisiting some like significant moments like in your life. And I believe it's going to be powerful. It's a little transformation. And like I said, it's going to be 90 minutes and we're going to rock out together. It'll be hosted on Zoom, and it's going to be April 19th. And I believe I have it from 2 p.m. to 3:30 Eastern time. And right now it's not up on my website, so it should be by the time you're actually listening to this. I don't know. But anyway, just, if you're not following me now on Instagram, make sure you follow me. That's actually where I be vibing a lot more. I'm on that platform and showing up a lot more on Instagram, and that's at Mindset Slayer. And then you can like send me a message there or go on my website, which is www.healalignedglow.com, and just like contact me from there and just say like, I want to be notified of the journaling workshop. Yeah, I'll also put it in the show notes too. So you'll be able to find it for sure. So as always, I am sending love and light and healing and strength and encourage to each and every one of you guys. If you need a little extra just be sure to send me a message and just say, hey, I got something going on. Can you please hold some space for me? And as always, if you want to dive deep about something particular with you, you can always book a session and just go onto my website. Again, www.healalignedglow.com. And that is it, guys. Thank you so much and have a great one. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in to #certified. If anything resonated with you, I would love to continue the conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at @itistisha. And if you want to be a part of the #certified tribe, you can join my Facebook group by going to the search tab and putting in #certified. My website is conversationswithtisha.com. As always, have a great one on purpose. Love you.